All right, so that's gonna fall into there and stop. And I'm gonna come in like this. I'm gonna stay on the cut. It's gonna fall forward and I'm gonna stay on the cut and it's just gonna go. Okay, we are running. I wanna make sure I got my angle right. I'm gonna throw this up through here. Pull a bunch through. I'll have to weave around that one up there when I get there. Put my akimbo on right away. We are here with this ash tree that I am gonna take down. All I gotta do is get on the ground. The drama is I've got a haircut at 1:45 that I'm 40 minutes away from. And it's, what, 12:15 or something? My lanyard on. So I got the gyro lanyard. I like to leave my climbing line on the outside of that when ascending like this. It kind of helps me to just advance it better. Yeah, I know out west they just climb up the spar, and there's a lot of times I'll just climb up the spar with a lanyard. You know, the purists, the safety purists would say, well, you could fall all the way down. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna work like that, but when you're just going straight up the tree. But now in this case, this is a very dead ash. And so I wouldn't climb just the ash. Hence I set a line in the maple. Now my line's not very high in the maple. I'm like strictly carnivore, basically, so I don't drink sugar.
Oh, I was thinking beer probably.
Oh, and I certainly don't drink the beer. A little too much carbohydrate for me. What? Yeah. Well, thank you, though. I really appreciate it. I'm making a video, so I'll be talking to myself up here just in case you think I'm crazy. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, she's offering me liquid lunch. That's pretty good. It is Wisconsin, you know. Beer it's not just for after work anymore. But no, I don't drink at work. And you know, I don't drink at all anymore. I would occasionally have, you know, something social here and there. And on special occasions, I'll do maybe a glass of red wine. That has very little glycemic issues in it. Now, there's going to be quite a bit of canopy up there. This sucker's pretty tall. I am going to get rid of this maple branch. I'll reduce it right to there. That'll work. Okay. All right, so that's a better reduction cut than nature would make. This is turning into a skinny ash, and it's dead, and it's super tall. Now I have to leapfrog another maple branch. So I'm going to use the other side of my lanyard and just attach on here. Because we're going to take this off again. Now, I could do this again so I don't have to undo this. Come on through. There we go. I'm kind of shaking this spar I'm on. I should probably be careful about shaking it too much. All right. So I have my alarm set. So if you hear my alarm go off on this video, then that's my abort alarm, so I can make my haircut. I am in dire need of a haircut, and I don't like it when it starts to get shaggy. Okay, I can go a couple more feet. I think if I get above this, I can sneak up there. I won't be really above my line, I'll be almost parallel with it. This baby's starting to lean with me. Okay. I could, you know, climb up high. Oh, man. See, if you were to gaff out like that and only be on this, that's where you could go all the way down. I could climb up, you know, throw my line over there and have a little higher. But I can probably spear cut this thing down. I've got a little grill thing down there to miss. This is a maple, so I don't have to worry. I've got no oaks around here that I have to worry about. We're still slightly in the oak wilt scenario. Now I can get my other lanyard on. Just give myself a little something else to lean on. Okay, I can cut this off. Holy mackerel. The bark is getting a little loose on this ash. All right. So I want a spear cut to go kind of down. I'm probably going to break that maple branch. So I'm going to make a narrow notch on this. Got my new Milwaukee gloves. I thought I'd try these. Leather. I got the large so they'd fit, you know, like a glove. All right, I'm gonna make a narrow notch here. So this moves slightly this way. I'm making a slash cut, so I'm gonna cut steeply through this. And it's gonna lean forward, so those branches up above me are out here. And then it's gonna let loose and go relatively straight down. And then it's like this little gig is about over. This is our Husqvarna 540i XP. It's got the clutch in it. It's a clutch driven. So I want to cut it pretty deep. All right, so that's gonna fall into there and stop. And I'm gonna come in like this. I'm gonna stay on the cut. It's gonna fall forward and I'm gonna stay on the cut and it's just gonna go. Now, see what happened? It hung up somewhere up there. And so it's a good thing it fell forward. or those branches might have been sweeping down here by me. I had a little bit of interference up here, a little bit of cover. And I think it used that cover. It got hung on this branch. So that got the butt out there, and then it pulled the whole thing farther away from me. So that was a good. It was kind of ad lib. It didn't work exactly how I telegraphed it, but it worked. And my notch there got me some movement that assisted that whole situation. Okay, I'm just gonna get down here a little bit, just take off this short piece, just make a break cut. All right, I'm gonna take off this one. Stow that away. I have extra slings down here on my hip if I needed to sling stuff. You know, if I'm gonna take a light top off or something like that, I've like slung it and then cut in between it and caught it. And then I can go down and piece it out. You know, if I hit obstacles below me, that would be one method. So I always carry these slings with me, you know. I don't have them wrapped up like I usually do. I was in a hurry today. Come on, just break off of there. Well, at least I made it obvious to the guys which branches need to come away, because I flipped those branches back this way. So it should be obvious. All right, I'll keep these kind of short. These brake cuts, you always make your second one below, because if it goes like that, and I did that on purpose, so I made those cuts like parallel with the lean so that it would break away like that. So because I was below, I'm caught in that curve, but if I was above, my saw would be caught in that curve that's down there. That would be bad. So there's a perfect example. They can go on their own sometimes when you're doing this. Ordinarily, when we're doing this break, you know, you want it to stay there, you put your saw away, you break it free, and you throw it where you want to. But if you cut it just wrong, or there's a little bit of weight, or there's an imperfection on the backside that you can't see, that's a potential for it to go all on its own like that. Problem with wearing gloves is sometimes you can't find your D-ring. It's like, where is that D-ring? So now, I got to lean kind of to my left as you're looking at it here. So ideally, if I don't want it to break on its own, I go perpendicular to that lean. And then underneath. Now I'm pretty close, and you see how it wobbled? If I was cutting the other way, it would have went. And I had, you know, a pretty good amount of wood there. Still wanted to go. Dead ash can be a little brittle. I'm looking forward to the new Akimbo. I think of all the new devices out, I have the most hope personally for the new Akimbo. I suppose I could just get this all the way down. The boys won't have anything to do. Now we could do a cellulose hinge here. Just a little bit of xylem hinge there. All right, probably one more cut. They'll want to keep their birdhouse. All right. See if I've got time before I go to my haircut to actually set that other line. No, I don't. I could probably set my line so the guys have an idea of what I'm doing. What's that?
Coke and a Dr. Pepper if you want.
Some what?
Coke and Dr. Pepper if you want.
Okay, are they diet?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably a Dr. Pepper.
And they're very cold.
That's great. That's awesome. Thank you. Well, that was a kind gesture. She went in and got sugar-free. I generally don't drink, you know, soda. But in her honor, I will drink it. I'll probably see her when I return, and I want to be able to genuinely thank her. Soothing, good. And I like cherry. You know, cherries are one of the lowest glycemic index stone fruits. And I'll have some cherries, just, you know, a few, 5, you know, or something like that, after I've eaten a whole bunch of protein. And of course I'll eat berries like strawberries and blueberries, and I'll have those with full fat cream because I do dairy. We're due to take our labs here pretty soon. I had, interestingly, I gained a little weight, like 3-5 pounds, oscillating up and down, and I've developed this bad gum chewing habit, and that sorbitol or whatever, you know, alcohol sugar, it can, you know, spike insulin. Not spike, but it can generate an insulin response, you know. And if you're, you know, putting in multiple pieces per day as a habit, you know, as a bad habit, maybe that's spiking my insulin just enough. It'll be interesting to see if my insulin levels are higher because of that stupid gum. So yeah, you know, when you start paying attention to your diet, you know, you learn some interesting things. So I kind of want to, like, just for fun, just keep chewing the gum here till I take my labs, and then I'll take the labs, and then I'll kill the gum. Just kill it. And go back to no artificial sugars. Maybe allulose. I'll get some. Allulose is a whole different sugar substitute. It actually has a GLP-1 inhibitor response in the body. So it's actually, well, weight loss potential. So no insulin. And oh, there's my alarm. Time to go. So it would be foolish of me to try to take down this piece here. I gotta go to my haircut. The haircut only takes 15 minutes and she's squeezing me in. A little haircut hack. I pay double. Like, that's my tip, 100% tip. You know, you think that's crazy? But with that 100% tip, I almost always get squeezed in. I mean, I'm a twofer. You know, it's like 15 minutes and she gets double. It's a good win-win. So think about that. If you got a tight schedule, I gotta get this thing off. It's bugging me. All right. Kill. I snoozed it. All right, we're just gonna leave this stuff here. Game of trees, you can see I need a haircut bad. Now I get a head wash too, so that'll be good. I've got to just run up here and clear this dead limb and clear this. The sad thing is that's like 20 minutes, maybe, tops. But I gotta go. I'll be back in time for the finish. Game of trees, we're having fun.
Playing the game of trees.